There's a white powder that costs less than $1 at any hardware store. You sprinkle it on a bathtub stain that has been sitting there for 30 years. You add warm water and walk away. When you come back, the stain is gone. Not faded, not lighter. Gone. Yellow discoloration from decades of hard water dissolved. Rust rings from old faucet drips erased. Calcium deposits that survived every scrub brush you ever owned vanished. The bathtub underneath looks like the day it left the factory floor. White, smooth, untouched. This powder has existed since 1882. It was never banned, never recalled, never made illegal. It was simply buried. Buried under an avalanche of $15 spray bottles that promise miracles and deliver nothing. Because a powder that fixes the problem permanently with a single application cannot generate repeat sales. And what cannot generate repeat sales cannot sustain a $200 billion industry. This is the story of the $1 powder that the cleaning industry prayed you would never find. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If these stories matter to you, the bell and the subscribe button are the best way to preserve this knowledge. Here we crack open the vaults that industry locked shut. The year was 1776, not in Philadelphia, in Uppsala, Sweden. A pharmaceutical chemist named Carl Wilhelm Scheele was boiling sorrel leaves in a cramped laboratory behind an apothecary shop. Scheele was not wealthy. He was a pharmacy clerk who conducted experiments after hours with borrowed equipment and secondhand chemicals. That evening, as he reduced the liquid from the sorrel, white crystals began forming at the bottom of his flask. He tasted them carefully, the way chemists did in that era, and noted a sharp, sour flavor. He had just isolated a compound that would later be named oxalic acid. Scheele documented its remarkable ability to dissolve mineral deposits and rust stains on contact. He published his findings, and the scientific community largely ignored them. Scheele died 10 years later at 43, poisoned by the very chemicals he spent his life studying. His discovery of oxalic acid was buried in dusty academic journals written in Latin and Swedish. For over a century, almost nobody outside of chemistry departments knew what he had found. Then, in 1882, something accidental happened in Indianapolis, Indiana. A chemist named George William Hoffman was cooking a pot of rhubarb for dinner. When he finished, he noticed something impossible. The pot had been tarnished for years, blackened with mineral deposits and grease stains that no scrubbing could remove. But after cooking rhubarb in it, the pot was gleaming. Hoffman was not just any cook. He was a manufacturing chemist who already sold cleaning products across the American Midwest. He knew immediately that the rhubarb contained something powerful. He isolated the active compound. It was oxalic acid, the same substance Scheele had crystallized from sorrel over a century earlier. Hoffman formulated a cleaning powder built around this acid and began selling it in brown paper bags to taverns and saloons. Barkeepers used it to polish their brass rails, copper kettles, and iron stovetops. The product worked so well that word spread from saloon to saloon across Indiana, then across the entire country. He named it after his most loyal customers, Barkeeper's Friend. By the turn of the century, this powder was in hardware stores from New York to San Francisco. 140 years later, the exact same formula is still manufactured in Indianapolis. The same oxalic acid, the same cleaning mechanism, the same results. Nothing about the chemistry has changed because nothing needed to change. The powder already worked perfectly in 1882. But here is what the cleaning industry does not want you to understand. This video is just the surface. I've collected everything the cleaning industry does not want you to know, all inside the complete Forbidden Camping vault. Restoration techniques. The automotive industry classified as professional only, exposed for pennies. Wood preservation methods that outperform $100 sealants using ingredients from your pantry. Emergency water purification systems that engineers tested and could not believe. Pest elimination formulas that cost cents and replace entire exterminator contracts. DIY home repair secrets that building contractors charge thousands to perform. And much more. Over 10 guides in one place. No fluff. Straight to the point. The link is in the description. But stay here. The video is just getting started. Now let me show you why this powder embarrasses every product on the cleaning aisle. When oxalic acid contacts a rust stain, a double displacement reaction occurs at the molecular level. The iron oxide, which is what rust actually is, bonds with the oxalate ions from the acid. This creates a new compound called iron oxalate, which is completely water-soluble. It dissolves in water and rinses away as if the stain never existed. The stain does not get pushed around. It does not get masked with a white film. It gets chemically disassembled. This is fundamentally different from what commercial bathroom cleaners do. Most spray bottles on the shelf use surfactants, essentially soap molecules, to loosen surface grime and float it away temporarily. But mineral deposits, rust rings, calcium scale, and hard water stains are not surface grime. They are chemically bonded to the porcelain or enamel or fiberglass at a molecular level. Soap cannot break those bonds. No amount of scrubbing can break those bonds. Only a chemical reaction that targets the specific mineral compound can dissolve them permanently. Oxalic acid does exactly that. Research on chelation chemistry confirms that oxalic acid binds with calcium, iron, and magnesium ions more aggressively than any common household surfactant. It works on porcelain, enamel, fiberglass, ceramic tile, and stainless steel without damaging the surface underneath. This is why one application of a $1 powder accomplishes what 50 bottles of bathroom spray cannot. The numbers tell the real story. A standard bottle of brand name bathroom cleaner costs between $8 and $15. The average American household buys 6 to 12 bottles of bathroom cleaning products every single year. That is somewhere between $70 and $180 annually on products that manage stains but never eliminate them. Over a decade, one family spends between $700 and $1,800 on bathroom cleaners alone. A single $2 container of oxalic acid powder contains enough material for dozens of applications and lasts an entire year. The cost per application is measured in pennies, not dollars. But it gets worse. When stains finally become too deep for spray bottles to handle, homeowners call a professional. The bathtub reglazing industry charges between $300 and $600 for a single refinishing job. Bathtub replacement starts at $1,500 and it can exceed $8,000 with installation, plumbing, and tile work. All of this, every single dollar, could have been prevented by a powder that costs less than a cup of coffee. And this is exactly where the story turns dark. If you have made it this far, you already know more about bathroom chemistry than 99% of homeowners. Subscribe and share this with someone who is still pouring money down the drain on products that do not work. Everything the industry buried is inside the complete vault. The link is in the description. Now stay with me. The next vault is the heaviest. So here's the question that should keep cleaning company executives awake at night. If a powder that costs less than $1 permanently removes every type of bathtub stain, why is the cleaning aisle 50 feet long? The global household cleaning products market generates over $200 billion in revenue every single year. Surface cleaners alone account for more than $68 billion of that total. Bathroom cleaning products represent one of the fastest growing segments in the entire industry. Companies like Procter & Gamble, Reckitt Benckiser, Clorox, and SC Johnson dominate shelf space in every supermarket on the continent. Their business model depends on one foundational principle: repeat purchase. Every product on that shelf is engineered to manage your problem, not solve it. A spray that removes surface grime today ensures you need to buy another bottle next month. A foam that temporarily whitens your tub guarantees you will be back in the cleaning aisle within weeks. If any of these products actually eliminated the stain permanently, you would never buy another bottle again. And a customer who never comes back is a customer who generates zero lifetime revenue. Oxalic acid represents an existential threat to this entire model. You cannot build brand loyalty around a powder that solves the problem once. You cannot run subscription services for a product that makes itself unnecessary after a single use. You cannot charge $15 for a spray bottle when a $1 powder does the job better, faster, and permanently. So what does the industry do? They do not ban it. They do not fight it directly. They do something far more effective. They ignore it. They flood the market with hundreds of competing products wrapped in bright packaging and celebrity endorsements and scientific-sounding names. They spend billions on advertising campaigns that train consumers to believe that cleaning is a weekly ritual that requires specialized branded products. They make the cleaning aisle so overwhelming, so crowded, so loud that a plain white container of oxalic acid powder sitting on the bottom shelf becomes invisible. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is shelf placement economics. A $2 product that solves the problem once generates $2 of revenue. Total, forever. A $15 spray bottle that needs replacing every 3 weeks generates hundreds of dollars per customer over a decade. The math is simple. The incentive is clear. The result is an entire generation of homeowners who have never heard of oxalic acid. Meanwhile, professional cleaners have known about this powder for decades. Hotel housekeeping departments use oxalic acid solutions to restore bathtubs between guests. Marine restoration crews use it to strip mineral deposits from fiberglass boat hulls. Woodworkers use it to bleach out water stains and restore aged lumber to its original color. Industrial cleaning operations buy it in 55-pound bulk bags because nothing else works as effectively at that scale. The professionals know. The industry knows. The only people who are not told are the people paying $15 a bottle for products that barely work. That is the part that should make you angry. Here's what you do about it. Go to any hardware store. Walk past the cleaning aisle entirely. Find the paint section or the wood restoration section. Look for a container labeled oxalic acid powder or wood bleach. It costs between $1 and $3. Take it home, put on rubber gloves and safety glasses because this is an acid and must be handled with respect. Mix 2 tablespoons of the powder into 1 quart of warm water in a plastic bucket. Stir until it dissolves completely. Make sure your bathroom is well ventilated. open a window, or turn on the exhaust fan. Apply the solution to the stained areas of your bathtub using a sponge or spray bottle. Let it sit for 10 to 20 minutes. For severe stains that have built up over decades, you can let it sit for up to 30 minutes. Do not scrub. The chemistry does the work for you. The oxalic acid is already disassembling the mineral bonds at the molecular level. After the waiting period, rinse the entire surface thoroughly with clean water. Look at your bathtub. The yellow is gone. The rust rings are gone. The calcium scale is gone. What you are looking at is the original porcelain or enamel surface that has been hiding under those stains for years, possibly decades. For extremely stubborn deposits that have accumulated over 20 or 30 years, apply a second treatment. Mix a slightly stronger solution, 3 tablespoons per quart, and repeat the process. In almost every case, 2 applications are enough to restore a bathtub that most people would have paid $500 to reglaze. After the treatment, rinse the tub one final time and dry it with a clean towel. Your bathtub is now cleaner than it has been since the day it was installed. Total cost, less than $1. Total time, less than 30 minutes. Total scrubbing required, 0. One important note, I need to be honest with you here. Oxalic acid is genuinely effective, but it is also a chemical that demands respect. Always wear rubber gloves. Always wear eye protection. Never mix it with bleach or any other cleaning chemical. Keep it away from children and pets. Store it in its original container with the label clearly visible, and always rinse surfaces thoroughly after treatment. No exceptions. This is not a toy. It is a tool, and like any powerful tool, it works brilliantly when used correctly and responsibly. Your grandparents knew about this powder. Their generation did not have a 50-foot cleaning aisle telling them what to buy. They had a tin of powder under the sink, and their bathtubs were spotless. Then the industry grew. The advertising expanded. The shelves multiplied, and a simple permanent solution was slowly pushed to the back of the store and buried under an empire of repeat purchase products. The powder did not disappear because it failed. It disappeared because it worked too well. A product that eliminates the need for itself is the cleaning industry's worst nightmare. But the powder is still there, still on the shelf, still costing less than $1, still doing in 20 minutes what an entire aisle of products cannot do in 20 years. The science did not change. The chemistry did not expire. The formula did not stop working. They just stopped telling you about it. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe and share it. Every share preserves what the industry tried to erase from your memory. Every subscription keeps this vault open for the next person who is tired of wasting money on products designed to fail. The link to the complete vault is in the description. Everything they buried, everything they hid, all in one place. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.